Hey, hello everyone, it's me again, Efein. Now, in this video, I'm basically going to be sharing with you how I personally play Tracer. So, some of you might not agree with what I'm doing or how I'm playing, but it works out for me, and I just want to share what I'm doing with others because I see a lot of other Tracers running about and just not really contributing to the team as effectively as it could be. So, I wanted to make a video on basically how to play Tracer, or at least how I play Tracer anyway. So, it's going to be like a few tips and tricks, and just to help people out basically. And just so you know, I'm not going to be like cutting and chopping footage, so it makes myself look like some sort of tracer god, because that's not going to be helpful for you guys whatsoever. I'm literally just going to be using my gameplay that I've already recorded. I think it was yesterday I recorded this, and commentating what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So hopefully you get a rough idea at least of how to play Tracer, or at least how I'm playing Tracer, which is in my eyes quite effective. So we're on Watch Point Gibraltar right now. I'm going to be commentating on attack and defense. This first one's the attacking side. So, as you can see, I'm going to try and get outside just by myself, but my entire team decided to join me for some reason. As Tracer, you really don't want to be sticking with your team, as weird as that sounds. You want to be like getting behind their backlines as much as you possibly can. So right now, I'm going straight out, trying to, well, basically, I'm going to look for picks. So I want to be by myself. That's where I excel. Because if I'm around a big group of people, then it's not going to work out very well for me. So I've got myself in a little tango with another Tracer over here, and I see another Genji. Right, I may have died there, but what you got to bear in mind, I have two people on me right now. That's two people, right? So that effectively makes my team 5 versus 4 when they're trying to push the payload. So if I can keep the attention of two people, it works out hugely for our team, in my opinion. Anyway, back to it. Back on the payloads. Usually I'll be like, getting behind the lines a little bit more, like I'm doing right now. See, I'm right in their back lines, trying to take out that Junkrat on their defensive/offensive heroes, and just trying to make an opening for my team. So I've got my ultimate up now. Alright. I try and prioritize healers whenever I possibly can, because at the end of the day, if you might kill all the team, but if their Mercy's still up, she reses all 5 of them, you've got to do all that work again, and chances are you're not going to be able to. But anyway, as you can see there, I dashed towards the health pack because I knew that other Tracer was trying to go for it while that Mei was attacking her, so use your mobility as Tracer to really take the advantage. And here's another example right here. I know that Soldier 76 has just popped his ultimate, so I'm going to use my mobility to utilise my surroundings. So I'm going to dash behind cover and utilise health packs to make sure I'm always topped off, and my E as well to to recover health. Now, onto the Reinhardt. As we can see here, right, we've got a Reinhardt and a Mercy. I'm going to pop my ultimate just now because we want to push basically, so we need that Reinhardt out of the way. Unfortunately, Mercy does resurrect him. However, it's not going to be too much of an issue because she's used her ult for one person. So in my eyes, that's worth it. And yes, you might argue that I used my ult for one person as well, but that one person was a tank which was blocking our path to basically push the payload. And the good thing about this is, basically, as Tracer, your ultimate charges super fast, providing you're actually hitting something. So if Mercy reses a Reinhardt, it's not too much of an issue because basically all it does for you is allow you to charge your ultimate a bit faster. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm back behind enemy lines. I don't think anyone's further back than me right now. Well, they are now because we're back in the payload. But I'm trying to stay as far back behind their lines as possible. So I'm going to make picks and just make sure that their attention is always focused on me and me alone. Because the way I see it, if I can keep two players' attention, our team are always going to have the advantage, providing they're working together and pushing as a team. Which in solo queue, I say solo queue like I'm playing League of Legends. In normal games, when you're queuing by yourself, is rarely the case. Anyway, back to the point at hand. Right, again, go for the health packs. Just get topped off before I go further behind enemy lines. Let's see, I've got my ultimate back up again now. That's a perfect example of what I was just saying a little bit earlier. Her ult charges so fast when you're actually doing damage to people. So tanks just amazing. I see tanks as basically ultimate recharges. Just that's what they are. So easy. Right here, a good example of a Tracer versus Tracer standoff. So as you see, I did burn my E quite early there, but that was just so I avoided a lot of her damage because I was in quite a bad spot. So just use your mobility around it. When you need to reload, another point actually, when you need to reload, always dash behind cover. So you've got those blinks for a reason, so use them. So I did fall off there, and if you notice, I didn't recall straight away. Therefore, she thinks I was going to be she thinks my E was down. So don't use it straight away. Let her think I'm dead, so she starts walking away. Use it then I'm back. It's like she's like, wait, what the fuck? It's back. I thought it was down. Anyway, as you say, you didn't see that all. I kind of missed my ult there, but I just wanted to sort of make him back off a little bit, basically. So, as Tracer, a good tip is also to make sure you know the map layout very well. So as you see, I know where all these health packs are on every single map pretty much. Some maps are more beneficial to trace than others, but anyway, just make sure you know the map. Right, as you see, trying to get behind enemy lines again and make more picks, and this Tracer's back again for some more. She's already used a re, which is good for me. Right, I know that I've not got anything, I've not got my E up, so I'm going to run for another health pack and try and avoid her as much as I can. There we go. Anywho, right, again, I'm drawing the attention away from my team onto me. I've got a tank on me. I've got one of their frontline tanks chasing me, a Tracer, which isn't going to work out for them. Anyway, I need to try and take out their Reinhardt again. But first, going to top myself off. Or maybe not. Oh, I missed it. Never mind. Anyway, going to quickly pick that up now. As you can see, we are getting pushed back ever so slightly, but I'm just going to try and do as much damage to this Reinhardt as possibly can. A little tip, or not tip, more advice when you're playing Tracer against a Reinhardt: never be afraid of a Reinhardt. When he tries to melee you, you simply just blink out of his range. Yes, he can kill you in 2 hits, but he'll never ever hit you, providing you've got a blink or your E up. Basically, if he swings at you, you're going to get free damage on him, and if he keeps his shield up, you can blink behind his shield and get more free damage on him. Basically, Reinhardt, in my eyes, is one of the easiest champions to take out as Tracer. You should never have trouble with the Reinhardt, unless he manages to pin you somehow, which, yes, I've been there myself. I have been pinned by Reinhardt before, but it's usually because my focus is on someone else. Anyway, we are getting pushed back a little bit. Oh, it's beautiful ult from Zyra there. That's a good example of synchronization of ultimates, actually. I saved my ult for that reason, actually. I knew we had a Zyra in our team, so I wanted to wait until basically we could sync our ults. It's not always possible to be that coordinated as when you're not in an actual team. I'm queuing by myself right now, so I was just hoping or holding on to my ultimate for the right time to use it. Right, I know that I've got nothing left to take out this Tracer right now, but I'm going to use the map to my advantage. I don't think, knows the map as well as I do, but so I know where all these health packs are. So I'm just going to use my blinks to try and get to them, which I did do, and just kite her along the way. She tried to greed for me, but obviously she couldn't get me because I got the health packs. Anywho, back behind enemy lines. I know there's 2 of them in there now, which is good for me, but good for our team. I missed my ultimate again here. I try and keep them as preoccupied as possibly can, and that's a brilliant ult from Reinhardt. Quickly avoid the D.Va ultimate. It's very easy to avoid these days because a lot of people know, well, everyone that plays Overwatch now knows what the champions do. So a lot of ults are quite easy to avoid these days. Anyway, that is my gameplay on an attacking example, should I say, of Tracer gameplay. Yeah, so basically I'm going to skip ahead now and give you some examples and tips, tricks, if you want to call them that, or whatever. Oh, my guide, I don't know, let's call it guide, I suppose, on how I play Tracer on a defensive side. So, see you in a second. Welcome back, everyone. And yes, the dreaded Tracer on defense. Dude, Tracer's not a defensive champion. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I'm here to tell you that she can be used to amazing effectiveness on defensive game modes. What you've got to bear in mind is she'll be very effective as soon as the payload starts pushing. So you'll see a true colours will start to shine. Basically, when they've taken, say, the first point or maybe the second point, once that point has occurred, you are going to start wrecking their team, providing you play properly. Anyway, let's get straight into the commentary. So, right here, I'm just scoping out exactly who we've got to contend with. So I know, just by perching myself up there, I know there's a Mercy, Reinhardt, a Genji up top, and I think there's a Soldier as well. So, as you can see, I'm prioritising the healer, as you should be doing. Taking out the Mercy, try and get her straight away, which we managed to do. Tracer excels once the first or second point maybe has been taken, but you want to try and prolong and stall for time as much as possible, because you want as much time as possible basically, so you don't have to defend the other points for as long. So got me up there, miss it again. McCree hits me with a flashbang. A huge problem for Tracer is actually, or one of the huge problems for Tracer is actually McCree. McCree is getting a nerf very soon, but it's not going to change the fact that his combo will still kill a Tracer, so there's not much that's going to be doing about it other than to preemptively press your E before he flashbangs or try and dash out of it. Anyway, so they've got the first point now, so I'm going to try and flank and get behind enemy lines. So we see a Tracer is on their team. Not sure what she's doing here though, she's behind our lines. Anyway, going for the health packs, I'm a little bit low. I'll take out the Tracer if I can do, and then, oh, this is actually perfect. So I've got 2 of them on me. Okay, I do die there, but what you got to bear in mind, that was a Genji and a Tracer when they should have been on the payload, or at least behind the lines disrupting their team. What I've done there is a perfect example of what I did last game, and keep their attention of at least 2 of their players, making it effectively a 5 versus 4 for our team. See, as I recall anyway, the problem we had with this game is we had 2, not trolls, should we say, but 2 of those players that both want to play Widowmaker, so they both play Widowmaker, so we effectively have 2 Widowmakers on our team, so this match was very difficult to start with from the very get-go. Having 2 Widowmakers is such a bad idea. Anywho, just going to try and defend this point as much as possible, because usually if we had a different setup or comp, I would be able to show off more of Tracer's power, basically, how powerful she is on the defensive side. But with 2 Widowmakers, you actually need to be on the point quite a bit and just trying to just distract them and focus their attention on you, basically. Anyway, I miss you again. God, terrible. Oh wait, no, I did get a shield, to be fair. I did move. Anyway, easy kill on the Reinhardt, as always. Try and maneuver around for Soldier. As you can see, just avoid him slightly. I heard a McCree's ult go off there, so I had to straight away back off the Soldier and just go for cover, because at the end of the day, if you're dead, you're not going to be able to do anything, so go for cover, come back for the Soldier. I heard the Reaper up there, so I went straight for him, let him know that I know he's there, so he couldn't jump down and ult us. So getting a bit of another little tango with this other Tracer. She doesn't... She misses her ult. To be fair, to get in that ult as Tracer is actually very difficult, but it kind of balances out considering how fast it charges back up. See, I've already got mine back up, and I only just recently used it, so right now I'm literally just using my ult to just deter them away from the payload. Either way, I'm going to use my mobility to try and move around this payload, and soldiers get me, but luckily the Widowmaker mine does get him as well. Soldier is another one. I'd say it's a fairly average matchup for Tracer. If he misses his pulse rockets, then the fight should be a win on your side. But if he hits it, then it's very difficult to come back from it unless you've got your re-up and can somehow reset most of the damage. Anyway, another free kill, as you can see on Reinhardt. It's just literally taking candy from a baby when you see a Reinhardt as a Tracer. Right, got to be very careful playing against McCree. Manage to blink out, or preemptively blink out of his flashbang, then can straight away go back and finish him off. Because 9 times out of 10, McCrees are going to just try and fan the hammer and kill you. So once they've used fan the hammer, and maybe the roll as well to try and reset the fan the hammer, if all of those miss or you're still alive at the end of it, they're not going to be able to kill you because they've got absolutely nothing except the melee attack to try and kill you. So you've got a good 5-second window, let's say, to kill them, or maybe 3 to 5 seconds because they will reload within 3 seconds. But that's ample time, so ample time to take care of a McCree that's defenseless. Anyway, I had to recall there because I knew the Genji was going to throw his stars back at me. Use mobility, make sure he can't get another hit on me as I come in. Stop firing against Genji. That's just a basic I won't even say tip because it should be just basic knowledge. If Genji uses E to try and reflect, just stop what you're doing. Just stop attacking him. There's no point because you're just going to waste your ammunition and potentially damage yourself. And here, try and stick the Reinhardt back behind enemy lines again, which is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Reinhardt was taken out. A good chunk of it was through my pulse bomb. As you can see, my ultimate charger is already back up to 25%. I've only just used that ultimate, and it's already back up at 25%, almost 30 now. It's absolutely insane how fast Tracer's ultimate charges. Anyway, back behind enemy lines, yet again. Reaper uses ult, sadly doesn't get anyone because of the Mercy used a ice block, not ice, yeah, ice block, isn't it? And he's trying to dance around this Reinhardt now. He's actually learning quite a bit. He's started to turn his shield more. as I try and dance around him and effectively just get damage on him. Anywho, another little scrap with this Tracer, and Mightier Warrior wins. Back to the payload, because as I said earlier, we've got 2 Widowmakers. I mean, don't be those guys, by the way. Just don't be those players that if you see another Widowmaker and you say that you want to play Widowmaker, just be the bigger man or bigger woman and just play something else. Play something that benefits your team. Not another of the same class, which is absolutely worthless. Anyway, behind the enemy, managed to completely nullify McCree's Deadeye, his ultimate, and then just continue to disrupt the team, which is exactly what I'm doing. Now, at this point, this Tracer knows that I'm, well, better than her, basically. So she's playing a lot more defensively against me and not trying to get into any scrap with me. So she's just trying to avoid me as much as she possibly can. And we now are going for the Reinhardt again. Sticky Bomb. Managed to get the stick on him and kill him. So it prevents him from pushing at all until he respawns anyway. And right now I'm literally just, as I said earlier, as what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm just disrupting the team. So I've got a Soldier and a Tracer on me right now, or running away from me, shall we say. Right here, I believe I can hear a McCree. Yeah, I heard him, but I'm not sure where he was. I thought he was like dancing around there. I forgot there's a spawn point right up here, and that's my own fault. I should have been more aware of where he was going to be coming out from, or where other players could have potentially been coming out from. Anyway, back up and rolling. Right now, I'm going to do what I always do and just try and disrupt them. See where we're going from here. Right, got the Reinhardt there. Oh, that was a bad example. I was trying to get behind the enemy lines again, but Soldier managed to get a lucky pulse rocket on me. Let's see, where did he get it? Yeah, the thing with Soldier is you don't even have to directly hit them either. It's very similar to Fire rockets, where you can just hit the ground next to them and it still do pretty much, well, a lot of damage. Let's put it that way. It's enough to kill me pretty much outright. Anywho, trying to get some picks off, and oh my god, not doing my Tracer gameplay much justice right now. Let's see, this is straight up. Yeah. That was my own fault again. I should have just E'd straight away as soon as I saw him. One thing I'm looking forward to is the tick rate being changed from 20 tick rates per second to 60, because it's going to be so helpful, especially when playing Tracer. I get a lot of clutch plays where I die when I would have easily survived if the tick rate wasn't so, well, shit. Anyway, back in another scrap with Tracer, using my map knowledge to the advantage. I know she's going to try and greed for me. I go the same way as she basically was. Go for the health pack, and lots of headshots on her when she comes back around the corner trying to greed for me, which is a Tracer. Never try and greed. I mean, if you got your E and a couple of links up, then okay, fair enough. You got some playing room, some wiggle room. But apart from that, just don't greed too much. I mean, yes, you're mobile and incredibly hard to catch, but people can get lucky, and the hitboxes in this game are also slightly broken. Example being Hanzo. I'll link you to one of my videos actually I've done on the hitboxes. I'll leave the annotation on your screen right now. Basically, it'll take you straight to that if you want to find out more. Anyway, back to this game. Gonna tangle with another Tracer. I don't think she's actually won a trade with me yet, has she? Anyway, use my E, avoid it. I know my E's down, so I'm a bit cautious right now. I have no idea where she's going. Oh yeah, she falls off at this point. That's funny. Another thing with trade. That's a good example of why you should know the map very well. The reason I wasn't blinking at all in that direction is because there's a good chance I could have fallen off, and with my E down, I would have been dead and I'd lost the trade. So just know your surroundings. Always know your surroundings, basically. Alright, go on the Genji. As you can see there, I'm not greeding too much. I didn't want to go for the Genji because I didn't think I could take him in the position that I currently was. Back on the Tracer again. She's down again. See, that Tracer isn't being very useful right now because she's just trying to go for me most of the time. I can see right now is where I was really starting to feel the 2 Widowmakers. They really let us down. It's like it weren't even beneficial to the team, should we say, because they were always standing in the same place, leaving the Genji or whatever player to take them out very easily. Anyway, we might have lost that game, but that was another perfect example of how you should be playing Tracer, or how I play. You know what, play Tracer how you want to play it, but that's how I play it, and I get some pretty effective results. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got all the gold medals in this round. And just to bring up another point that I made earlier, if you're in a game where someone's gone Widowmaker or ex-champion or ex-champion, you know it's not going to be beneficial to have two of them on your team. You be the bigger person and you switch champions, because as that game was a good that game was a good example of how two players of the same class can ruin a game, which was very, very easily winnable. Anywho, I've been Efein. Thank you so much for watching. If you want some more quality content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.